we're going to the US in July, my wife and three kids, and I planned on bringing them to Disney. But upon second thought, I changed my plans
I mean,
because,
I
yeah,
don't even know who you are, but I promise you can't afford it. It
yeah,
is
yeah,
so insanely expensive.
that's one. That's one. Yeah.
I brought my kids and never again. I'm just like, it is someone I when we brought our kids, someone was wearing a t-shirt, most expensive day ever. And I'm like,
Oh,
yes. Yes,
yeah.
this is the most expensive day ever.
That's one reason. And the second is it still worth it? I don't know what like
No.
annoying woke stuff I'll encounter
No,
there.
I honestly like there is some stuff like
Mm,
in the gift shop it's all rainbows,
mm.
like pride rainbows, but it's just not worth it in
Yeah,
general.
yeah.
Like it's hot, it's crowded, the lines are
Mm,
long. I mean, and this is part of the problem with Disney too. And I make this point in Stolen Youth that when you
mm,
focus on political ideology, um, you're taking your time and attention away from creating great art.
mm,
And in the case of Disney World, it's all in the same ecosystem. When you're spending all this time making sure you're hitting all of these DEI checkpoints, you are taking time away from making a great experience.
mm, mm,
I've been there twice actually in the last year. It was sort of I was randomly there for a work conference alone, which is
mm,
like
mm,
never, or I think I had my baby with me.
mm,
Um, and I just spent a day at Epcot, and this is South Florida, and it was May, like 2 years
mm,
ago.
mm,
And I was wearing the baby, and I hadn't planned on being there that day. I had planned on being at a work conference all day long. And so I didn't have sunscreen for myself or
mm,
the baby.
mm,
And so I walked into a shop and I was like, "Do you have sunscreen?" They're like, "No, sorry, we're sold out." And I was like,
mm.
"Really?" And it used to be, and I was with a friend who she's been going to Disney World her entire life, and she has like a lifetime pass. Like she's committed. She's very into
Okay.
Disney. And she
Yeah.
said it used to be that if you went into a store and they didn't have sunscreen, which is like a medical need, they would call guest services, or they would call the first aid clinic and say, "Can you bring some over for this guest, because we can't let them get sunburn, especially with however old he was,
Mm,
10 months old or something." Um, and we went into every store, and no one had sunscreen, and no one had baby hats, and there was like no attempt to. And she was just like, "Yeah, this like sort of
mm.
laziness and poor guest services is not what Disney used to be about. It
Yeah.
used to be like bending over backwards to make this an excellent guest experience."
Yeah.
And so, Disney's losing its spark in a lot of
Mm,
ways.
mm,
And I
mm.
think that we're seeing that in the movies that they're making, and I think we're also seeing that at Disney World itself.
Yeah, it's sad. The
And
first
when
time
you're
I
spending
went,
that kind of money, by the way,
yeah, yeah, you expect good quality, and
yeah.
and I'm happy that you mentioned that the quality dipped because at least I wouldn't be guilty of not bringing my kids now
No,
to Disney World. Uh,
don't. I mean, it's just not worth like the amount of money that you would spend. It's
mm,
it's not worth it, honestly. Like totally outside of the politics. It's just not worth it.
yeah, yeah. I went to Disney the first time when I 18 years ago, and I was already working during that time, and I saw the prices of Disney go up rapidly since then because there was a point where
Yeah.
when it was affordable. Um, I actually remember crying watching the parade 18 years ago because I used to dream of going to Disneyland as a child
Yeah.
here in the
Yeah.
Philippines, and I wanted my kids to experience the same thing that I experienced
The,
before.
the magic the magic doesn't exist anymore. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. It's just sad
it's
that
it's
yeah,
so packed, it's so hot, it's so miserable. Like,
yeah.
I'm not a fan.
Hi, this is Jay Aruga of the Jay Aruga Show. If you like what you just saw, please consider subscribing and smash that like button. We'll need all of your help to take back the culture from this ideological colonization of the West. Thank you.